Good morning, good afternoon, happy lunch, everyone. Yeah, I know. Yes, today we're back again, Transform with Courage series, and our topic today is intentional living. My name is Anita. I'm one of the managing partner of Class Living, together with
It's like the other side.
doing a dance.
Yeah, hi, this is Lilian here. Welcome back to Voices of Courage Asia, our lunchtime chat. Yeah, today we're going to talk about intentional living. And by the way, for those of us who are joining us for the very first time, if you're joining us for the very first time, this channel is specially dedicated to you. We are going to talk about everything and anything about awakening your courage in the process of getting yourself unstuck from fears and all those self-sabotaging, self-limiting, self-destructive, self-forgetting, self-defeating, whatever you name it. Yeah, those patterns, and into the life of courage, purpose, and significance. Right. So we have a boot camp coming up in August, and we are so excited. We're looking forward because this time around the boot camp is going to be happening in KL, Malaysia. Yeah. So, yes, Anita, intentional
So for
living.
intentional, for those who are not familiar, uh, KL is Tanah Air, for those who understand, is motherland. So excited to go back and excited to be of a blessing to all of y'all. But again, intentional living, we are really talking about the time of your life. And there is something about this channel every Thursday when we bring it to you. It is something that is doable, Lilian. It
Mm,
is doable, it is achievable,
mhm,
and it is proven if it can be successful. It
mm,
can catapult you or it can bring you to the next level. But all you need now is the big question is if you want to, yes or no.
mm. Yeah, I think it goes back to first thing first, the decision, right? The choice to
Yes.
make a choice. Yeah. I mean, what happens if you don't do anything? Yeah, you go back to whatever is the status quo, or it could be worse if it's already in a very chaotic situation, right? If you
Mm.
don't do anything about it, it can go worse, go downhill. But if the pain is, you are telling yourself, enough is enough, I'm sick and tired of this pattern, I want to break through, I want to change, then make that decision and do something about it, right? Yeah, and that,
Yep.
that is how, we are coming in to support in that way as well. Yeah, to show and guide you and provide that support in that journey of change and breakthrough. Yeah.
Yes. And
And
then
that's
sometimes like
intentional.
yeah,
Very
everything is
intentional.
intentional. I mean, the very fact that if you choose to wake up in the morning, it is intentional. You have a choice. You can say, okay, today, there's a song by Bruno Mars. It's called the Lazy Song. Today I don't feel like doing anything. And there's one part, so I just don't want to wear any clothes. Also, I think there's one line there. Okay, but
You have a
what we're
choice to
trying,
do whatever you want.
yeah, seriously, our life is really our choice. And then, but what we have today is, again, Transform with Courage series, and it's very intentional living today. And we have 3 points for you
Mm,
how to make your life intentional. And intentional is an action, okay? It's
mm,
an action word. It is something that you have to do. But is it difficult, Lillian? I don't think so. Okay,
mhm,
making a good intention, making the right choices is not difficult. It is not making a choice at all and let the day go past you. That is difficult. When you
mm,
let the day control, when you let life control your day, it's like there's a Malay word, called lalang.
mhm,
Lalang is weeds. In Malaysia, we have lalang. Let's say you don't cut your grass.
mm,
The weeds will grow to a point sometimes as high as 5 foot tall. And then when the wind blows left, right, and there's no objective, there is no goal, nothing. It's
mm,
just we're existing just to be blown left and right. And we
mm,
don't produce anything and we don't contribute to anything to ourselves or to others.
mm.
What do you think, Lilian?
I mean, very. I like the example that you use, the lalang.
Yeah.
It's like being swayed back and forth, and then getting nowhere, right? Getting
Yeah.
nowhere. Mm.
Exactly.
And I think
So
having clarity in the intention is first thing first. Like, okay, first thing you want to make a choice, right? What you want to do about your life, right? And then, but you also want to be clear. You want to have clarity in what you're going
yes.
to do about it. Yeah. So, and having that clarity will helps you to set the, plan your day, right? On a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and even on a yearly basis, right? So
Yes.
it's like providing a roadmap, and like a reminder of how to live out each day of your life, right?
Yeah.
Mm,
And one thing about planning the roadmap, intentional living, right? It
mm,
need not be big. I feel sometimes like, especially those who are new into this personal development, and let's say your first time here and you're thinking, hey, I just want to change, maybe I just want to get clarity. Let's do the word clarity first, gaining
mm,
clarity, right? I mean, first of all, you got to ask the big why. You
mm,
know, why am I listening to this program today? Why am I listening to Anita and Lilian?
mm,
You know, what is the purpose? What do I want to gain out of this? You know, and that's your first why. And then after the why, then I feel, for me personally, you reflect internally. You
yes.
reflect internally and you go, okay, um, I'm currently holding, say, a 9 to 5 job, or let's make it worse lah.
Mm,
I am jobless.
mm,
Okay, let's go chalat lah. Huh? I am jobless.
mm,
Okay, and then ask the big why. Why am I jobless? Is it because the economy? Is it
mm,
because I've not been throwing enough CV out, or is it because I need to upgrade myself?
mm.
Why am I unemployed? Is it because I'm lazy? I
Mm.
mean, these are hard
Question. Hard
questions.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, to get the best clarity out, to get the best what's the word? Okay, my English not very good at 12:30. To get the best outcome, yes, to get the best
Mhm.
outcome in your own clarity and stuff like that, you have to ask hard truth questions and you have
Yeah.
to answer them honestly. Lilian.
Yeah. And we always like to say, be brutally honest with ourselves, right? Yeah. In order to, get in tune, get in touch with your inner self, that who you really are and what you really want, right? And how you really feel, what kind of desire, what kind of outcome, like you say, what kind of outcome that you really want. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not
So
be having the fear of, being judged by other people, or to live up to social expectations, or culture. Yeah. But
yes.
what you really want, what do you
Yeah.
want? The
Yeah.
question,
So
what do you want?
sometimes
Yeah.
okay, let's go back to the example of, say, for example, this individual is unemployed at this
Mm,
season. I mean, why are you unemployed?
mm,
Again, what do you really want from now? You want to stay unemployed and be the lalang? I cannot assume that that everybody needs to work. We cannot
mm,
assume that, because some people are not in a position to work because they could have health reason,
mm,
or
mm,
it's just sometimes the economic situation is just not conducive enough. You may not have the set skills that people want, or the character, or the personality. We do not know. We're not here to
mm,
judge. But
mm,
again, if you're in a position where you need employment,
mm,
because you need to make ends meet. I believe that everybody needs some form of income to feed yourself, or to
mhm,
to live.
mm,
Then you have to ask the hard truth now. What's the clarity that you need? And
mm,
and one thing about clarity is that the beautiful part here at Class Living is that we provide that. You just
mm.
need to book a session, coffee with Lilian, a clarity call with Lilian. And trust me, I've gone through many clarity calls with Lilian, and I come out clarified. you know and,
Closer,
and
closer to being,
yeah,
yeah,
closer,
clear.
at least one step forward is better
Mm,
than stagnant. And we know about stagnancy, right? We know about stagnant water.
mm,
And now that we were told by NEA that it's going to be a drought soon. There's a dry spell, and the last thing you want is having stagnant water. What happens? Then you are blessed with something called dengue. Okay, I've had it twice, and trust me, you do not want to have dengue. Okay, so these are something. So something stagnant is actually, for me personally, is not
mm,
good.
mm.
You know, you move 1 millimeter forward is much better than staying stagnant.
Yeah.
For me, that's how I feel. What
Right.
thoughts?
So yeah, so first thing first, clarity in your intention, right? Or go back to one more step is, you need to make a choice, right? What is your intention? What do you want? Yeah. And then you have a clarity of your intention. After figuring out, getting some clarity in your intention, then the next thing will follow. Because with clarity, it will help you, it will help to generate priorities, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you talk about priority, what are you exactly talking about? So we go to clarity, priority.
Mm.
What are you trying? Give an example, Lilian.
I think first thing first, it- to help me with that, once I have the clarity, what I want to achieve, for example, this month, in fact, this year, we have already planned out the whole year, right? And then
Yeah.
we break it out, we break it down into months and then weeks, and then of course individually the daily. So first thing first is get on a schedule. Yeah, get
Yes.
on a schedule and start planning. Anita would have noticed, sometimes at different, sometimes over intervals of a few months, she will see me, start reorganizing my time, my
Yes,
schedule.
yes, yes, yes. I saw lunch with Anita on the 25th. Yes, I saw that. So, but again, planning your schedule, why? When you plan, you are taking action. As I say, right, intentional is an action word. When you plan, you're taking control of your time. And again, going back to the weeds, right, the lalang, that's
Mm,
not how, I don't think we are created or we are put on this earth to be swaying left and right with
mm,
no purpose. Oh, okay, I didn't ask to be born. Okay, I'm born. Then after that, I have to go to kindergarten, primary school, finish schooling. Or, if I'm smart enough and whatever, okay, I go poly and uni, and then I get a 9 to 5. So once I get my 9 to 5, then I get a 9 to 5 job, which how do you say, which my employer think I'm worth it.
mm,
Now, I want you to take a step back and ask yourself, nothing wrong earning 9 to 5. Please thank your stars and be very
mm,
thankful you have a job. We are all very thankful that we have a job, especially in this season. But
mm,
again, is that your purpose? Ask
mm,
difficult question. Is this 9 to 5 job my purpose? Or am I
mm.
made for more? Okay. And
Right.
once you do that, then you have to schedule, right? You have to schedule your priorities. And you don't schedule, you know, 25 things to do in 8 hours. Unless the
Mm,
25 things, 20 of it is, I don't know, eat or something. So you still cannot eat for 20 times a day, okay? There's no such thing. So what I'm trying to say is that prioritize what Lilian is saying. Prioritize your day. The most
mm,
important thing first, that is
mm.
yourself and your family.
Right. I think, yeah, going back to your lalang,
You
I just
love
have
my
to go
lala,
back.
right? Last week you like my Ukraine. This week you like my lala. Okay, go ahead. Talk about my lala. Go.
Yeah, because just now you talk about like yeah, we use the lalang as an example of like swaying left and right. It seems like the lalang is doing nothing, right? But actually, that everything created on this planet Earth has a purpose. Even the lalang has a purpose, right? It is not there just to sway left and right, but and it is it actually, if we remember when study in primary school, we always gonna stuck with the socks and all these seeds or all these things that stuck onto our socks and all that. The lalang plant actually helps to disperse the seeds, and it helps to actually populate the other plants, right? And if you Google search, I think, I don't know about, using it as a herbs, or to cure, to treat what diarrhea or whatever, you can actually just search it out on the internet. Yeah, but one thing I can remember about the lalang plant is, yeah, it helps to what do you call that, disperse the seeds by wind as well, right? And it has
Yes.
this fine hair or wing-like structure to catch the wind and to float. You see, even the design of it has a purpose. It was very intentional. The designer of the lalang plant was very intentional with the design. Yeah, sorry, I just have to go there.
Okay.
Because
You you
everything
you
has
you
a
do
purpose.
you. You do you, and I'm glad you do you. Um,
Yeah. So
okay,
prioritize. Let's go back to
yeah,
prioritize. So
let's go
sorry,
back
I digress a
prioritize. I
bit.
mean, that's the beauty thing. That's the beautiful part, Lilian. You just had a snippet of her coaching. She can see what the whole world, probably 99% of people think the uselessness of weeds. No, we all don't like weeds, right? We have read in many transcripts that weeds are useful, but Lilian can still see the beauty of weeds and the purpose of weeds. So you want to book a clarity call with her because she can see the purpose of a lalang. She can see a purpose in you. And let me tell you, if I would prioritize, most useless thing in the world, I think lalang is most useless. So tell me, trust me, you're better than lalang. Okay, to all our listeners out there. So again, prioritize. Again,
Mm,
scheduling. Scheduling again is a habit.
mm,
To be able to, be it you're comfortable with pen and paper, or now we're so blessed with digital devices, electronic devices. It is a daily habit. It's a habit of waking up in the morning, go and relieve yourself in the toilet, wake up in the morning, make your bed, brush your teeth. That kind of schedule, the kind of
mm.
routine.
The
It is
routine.
a
Mm,
habit. But again, here at Class Living, again, we want to teach you, or we want to guide you with what we know and the habits we have learned to tell you that when you plan your day, you're planning for success. You don't
mm.
plan your day, you're planning for failure. And that
Yeah.
that is inevitable. Then you're going to reflect. If you do reflect at the end of the day and go, how come my whole day like achieve nothing like that? Just go to work, come back, go to work, come back. Feel so, how do you say, feel so undervalued, don't feel fulfilled.
Mm,
See whether your calendar is filled up by somebody else's, when you go to work, right? Your admin staff or your HR will fill up your calendar, all the meetings, right? Do you participate? Do you have a
mm,
say in that schedule? Do you
mm.
put
Oh,
yourself at
that's a
home?
very good question. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you take control, or that schedule is done by everybody else?
Mm,
Everybody is just you give everybody the open door permission to fill in your time of the day for you, or do you take control? Do you carve out time to say, hey, maybe 1 to 2 is where I'm going to hide in the staircase somewhere and just have some me zen time? Hey, it's nothing wrong. I've hide in staircase well before, okay? Because
mm,
I'm always surrounded by people, right? At time I just want to be very quiet. So do
mm.
you? Yeah. What's your
Find your
schedule?
me time. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the schedule like? Is it an open door for your HR? So everybody fills in their time. And now, some of us are still working from home. And I was told working from home, some of us still working like 2 days from home, 3 days office. And the ones working from home says that the days are longer because people are filling up the whole day and there's no boundaries. So what's
Yeah.
does your scheduler look like? What does your Google Calendar look like?
Yeah. And with, working from home, you don't, the time for traveling, um, yeah, people who can just max out because now you don't need time for traveling, right? Yeah. You just probably need 5 minutes to go to the toilet. Yeah. And then even your meal time,
Yeah, it's
even your
different,
meal
right?
time is can be cut short because you don't have to wait for in a queue. You don't have to go looking for food and deciding where to go. Yeah, the kitchen is where you are. Or even may have just grabbed food. Yeah, I may just call for food. So
Yep.
wow, it sounds like a. Uh, um, if your time, I can't imagine if I don't take ownership of my time and my time is being filled by other people's agenda. How does that feel like? It's
Ah, it is
definitely not.
It
Yeah.
is very similar. It's very similar. Like I do not know. I do not know if this too. I know there's some people who don't mind people telling them what to do each day. Walk 3 step forward, 2 step left, 3 step back, 5 step forward. Some people I think don't mind. You know,
Mm.
it's like when you go into the shower. If I may use that analogy, if you go into the shower and
Okay,
someone
another
telling you,
analogy. Hi.
okay, lalang. Lilian has made lalang look beautiful. So let's do something really bad. Let's say you go to the shower. Time to take a shower. It's a very private moment.
Mm,
It is very private, right? You're at your most vulnerable.
mm,
Agree?
mm.
How would you feel if someone comes in? Okay, someone comes in and go, "Hi, my name is Anita Lilian. Hi, I don't even acknowledge that you're in the shower, and you're probably showering without clothes on, unless okay." and I tell you, okay, guess what? Today, I need to do ta 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 ta, and then ta 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 ta, without even asking you, you know. And then, by the way, your salary is like that, like that, like that. So your time is mine because I pay you, right? I pay you from 8 to 10, whatever at night. You know, now this because we work from home. And by the way, so while you're showering now, I know you're showering, but by the way, then then you have to do this, then you call that person, and also on top of that, oh, guess what? I'm going to speak to your life. Hey, you didn't wash behind your ears. The shampoo you use, I tell you, actually you should use another type of shampoo. That's why your hair today a bit frizzy. And then the bar soap, I think you should buy a different brand. Trust me, I know it sounds funny, right? But do you know that majority of us, 80% of us probably, or 90% of us who are not aware are actually living like that? Your whole life is actually, you're actually totally stark naked. Totally stark naked, allowing others to tell you from head to toe, front to back, how to live. If you don't have the 3 steps, what we told you, if you don't have the clarity, if you don't have the
Intention.
clarity, the intention, we don't generate priorities, and you don't have a schedule. Meaning you're just giving up your life to the whole world. And guess what? Some people are so used to it and think that is their life. So and I've got people who tell me, hey, tell me, what should I constantly seeking validation and go, okay, what's the next step? What's the next step? Without taking control and action and saying, hey, guess what? I wanna generate the next step. I wanna have the say in the next step. What do you think of getting naked, Lilian?
I feel so vulnerable. I feel so invaded.
Use Lilian in the shower.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good analogy. It's like, it's really, I think that's powerful. Like, in fact, yeah, it's like a wake up call, like a hello. Yeah, and I think one thing I learned, and from John Maxwell Academy, the training, is also the 80-20 rule.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Because some of us were like, prioritize. So I say, prioritize. How do you prioritize? Yeah. And of course, there are many ways of doing one thing. There's so many different ways, right? And one of the suggestions, right, one of the strategies you can apply is the 80-20 rule, right? It helps. This principle is more like a principle that says that 20% of your activity will account for 80% of your results. And if you are in a business, 20% of your customers will probably account for 80% of your sales if you analyze the statistics. And 20% of your product or services will account for 80% of your profits, right? So we really want to take a look at what are all the to-do lists that you've been filling up your schedule, right? And so prioritizing will help you to, work on the 20% that will generate the 80% outcome of the
Yes.
results. Yeah.
And then
So
to
not
generate
everything, yeah. And it goes to the next point as well, we don't over schedule ourselves, right? Fill up. First thing is somebody else fill up your schedule. I think that's the worst case scenario. And then the other thing is I made that mistakes also. I got to admit this. It's a bit over ambitious. I'm trying to like pack the day with lots of things and all, not knowing or not being realistic. Sometimes. So that's why I adjust my schedule. Not being realistic. Yeah. So yeah, having this 80-20 rule is a guide. It's a good guide. It is a good guide to review your schedule.
Yeah, and I have a question also. What is the 20? What is the 20, Lilian? What's the 20? What is the 20 that will generate the 80? Unless you start prioritizing and listing down, and then you will know. It's just like dieting, right? What is good food for me? What is not good food for you? Yeah, everybody can tell you, eat fruits and vegetable, less carbs, less more lean meat, less red meat, whatever lah. But it's your body. Unless you start practicing these 3 steps and you start prioritizing and doing your schedule and listing out the things that actually works for you, then you will know. Because we all don't have a magic one, and we cannot give you your answer. Your answer, So you need to move that muscle. You need to move that muscle, the intentional living muscle. Okay, it is a muscle. As I say, it's an action word. Okay, unless you move that muscle, you do not know. You get some aches and pains whenever you start exercising. You will. You could be failure. There could be failure, but what's important is that one step. Again, I spent time with our friend Joyce on Tuesday. We had lunch. And it was very simple. She was saying that, she just recently gave birth. And of course, she made a decision. She said she made a decision when she was pregnant. Joyce has always been this most beautiful body on earth, right?
Oh, yes.
Can you see how satisfied you sound? Okay. But she was saying, and how she came to realization. She got a clarity, right? I think she called you. She had that clarity. And then she said that, I cannot be like, Miss Humpty Dumpty after birth, not so big. And what she did was she just decided to do 1 squat a day. That's all she did. She did 1 squat day 1, and then she realized day 2 she just add 1 more. Day 3 she just add 1 more, and she realized it was not taking her left kidney lah. Okay, okay. And what happened was that, guess what? She said by day 30, just by being persistent, because there's only 1 only what. But she didn't start with 10, she started with 1. She didn't start with 100, she started with 1. And by day 30, she was doing 30 squats. And she just add on. And then from there, she add on other stuff because the squat became easy. So now she's cut off certain meat that she felt is not good for her and substituting it with fruits and vegetables. So she said it was just small little step. And the same thing, just moving that intentional living muscle.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, very, very good example. Wow. The one thing at a time, 1 squat, it can be 1 squat, it can be 1 minute of planking. Yeah, just start with one thing. Just one thing. As simple as that. Yeah. I think we can do one thing, right? Many things in your life, you can start doing one thing new.
You don't have to be big. So on that note, we are at 12:58. So let's give you some wonderful announcements that's going to happen for us here at Class Living. Again, if you want to find out more from us, go to our website, classliving.com.sg. And then we will be more than happy to answer all your questions. Okay. And then if you want Transform with Courage Bootcamp, is happening in August in Kuala Lumpur. Again, go to Class Living, Transform with Courage 2022 and find out more. Okay. And if you need, just book a call with us, and Lilian will be more than happy to answer all your questions and to clarify. And next we have end of the month, Women of Courage Asia is our community. Yes, it's our community. And on the 31st...
And guess who? Guess who? Guess who will be speaking?
On the 31st of May at 6:30 p.m. Go to womenofcourage.asia. I'll be one of your speakers, and my topic is Facts Aren't Final. Okay, facts aren't final. Come and listen. It's got nothing to do, it's not to say it's nothing to do with cancer. It's not about cancer. It was something even deeper than that. So we also have Arti, who's going to speak on her story of courage, and you don't want to miss Arti, because Arti is one person who is gifted with words. I mean, the woman can put 2 words together and make it sound like poetry. Okay, so you definitely don't want to miss the 2 most amazing Indian women you can find in Singapore. Okay, and come and listen to us on the 31st of May, 6:30 via Zoom. So do come and and listen to us. What other announcements do we have, Lilian?
You said it all, and it's beautiful. Yay!
Very good. So on that note, remember the 3 steps. Okay, be very intentional in your living. Gain clarity. Okay, please gain clarity with the right people. Okay, be intentional and also create a schedule. Okay.
so you can prioritize.
Yeah, prioritize your life. Don't be a lala. Okay. On that
All
note,
right. Thank you very
bye
much. We'll see you
everyone.
next week. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.